I'm turning 48 in a couple of weeks, and the honest truth is, I don't think I ever figured out my 40's. Not in the way I thought I would, anyway. Not in the way people implied I should. Somewhere along the way, I think I assumed this decade would explain itself. That at some point, it would tap me on the shoulder and say, "Here, this is what it's about." But it never did. And lately, I've been realizing I'm probably not alone in that. I don't think most of us are disappointed with our 40's. I mean, that's not quite the right word for it. It's more like we finished the chapter, closed the book, and then realized we're not sure what the story was trying to teach us. We worked, we showed up, we handled responsibilities, we kept things moving. But somewhere inside of all of that, there's this quiet question that keeps resurfacing. What was this decade asking of me? And why don't I feel like I answered it? I mean, when we were younger, right, decades felt like milestones. The 20's, they're about becoming, right? Our 30's are about building families, jobs, careers, everything. The 40's were supposed to be about arrival, competence, confidence, knowing who you are. Instead, for a lot of us, the 40's felt like maintenance, like holding it together, keeping pace, making sure nothing falls apart. And that's not failure, but it doesn't feel like arrival either. I remember a moment not long ago, probably one of many that I've had, but I'm driving home from work, stopped at a light, and it hits me that I don't feel exhausted. I don't feel proud or even frustrated. I just kind of feel neutral because stress at least means something that matters. And that's what scared me. Stress isn't there. There was nothing. Neutral feels like standing still while time keeps moving. I remember thinking, is this it? Is this what my 40's were supposed to feel like? Not bad, just unanswered, unresolved. But if you're still with me here, right, there's a good chance this isn't something that maybe you've said out loud, but you certainly thought of because it sounds ungrateful, right? If you do say something like this out loud, we're supposed to be thankful, stable, aware that things could be worse. And they could be, but that doesn't erase the feeling that something quietly slipped past us while we were busy doing what needed to be done. If this feels familiar, you're not broken and you're not late. I mean, you might just be asking a question that didn't come with a deadline. I've been thinking about this lately. And the closest analogy I can find is that it's like finishing a long project, the work, right? Not a bad one and not a great one, just a long one. You turn it in, you step back and realize no one ever told you what the success was supposed to look like. So you do your job, you do your best, but now you're left wondering how to evaluate it. And maybe our 40's are like that. Not a test that we failed, just one we don't know how to grade. And here's the thing, we've actually been here before. I mean, most of us didn't know what our 20's were asking us until they were over, right? And it's the same with our 30's. We only understand those decades in hindsight. once that distance made the patterns visible. I'm sure anybody in their 50s is nodding their head in agreement. So maybe the discomfort we're feeling right now, those of us in our 40s, isn't because we missed something. Maybe it's because we were standing too close to see it yet, right? We we tend to think understanding should come first, and that meaning, of course, follows. But for most of our lives, it's been the other way around. We live first, we understand later. Certainly for me, it has. And maybe the 40s aren't a lesson to decode. Maybe they're a bridge that we cross while looking down instead of ahead. I mean, I don't know what my 40s were asking of me. And I'm starting to suspect that they aren't asking for answers. Maybe maybe they're asking for simply endurance, for presence, perseverance, for staying even when nothing feels especially rewarding or clear. And maybe understanding that is something that belongs to the next chapter and not this one. For now, I think it's enough to admit that we're still figuring it out together. You have thoughts on this, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Where are you sitting in your 40s? Where do we go from here? Are you in your 50s and you've got some thoughts and you've evaluated this? Are you in your 30s thinking, I'm going to have it all together in my 40s? I would love to know. And look forward to seeing what you think. We'll talk again next time.